Who is ready for some late night Rocket League? I know I am, and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League. I'm here joined from with my very good friend Chunklight. How are you doing? I mean, you're a Novice League expert, Chunklight. I'm excited to hear your input on this matchup.
Yeah, 100%. Two good teams. One started well, one finished super well. So, tales of opposite tapes here tonight. So, I'm eager to see how they come into this first game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stories with both these teams as well. I mean, you have Kiwis basically having their entire roster as the all-star roster for the East. And then you have the Pawns, who had a player in demo who got suspended for not reporting a tracker, I believe. And now they have Fenrir to replace him. So it is going to be Fenrir, Deddy, and C Money taking on DRX, Shadow X, Beard, and Royalty. I mean, listen, I have the Kiwis in this series. But don't be surprised if this goes to 7. You're hearing it here first. All right, Fenrir is that guy, and he's gonna probably shock a lot of you with his play. I'm just gonna be upfront and tell you guys now.
Yeah, 100%. One interesting part is these are two eras of the pawns. The first era had Daddy and C Money. They really just struggled that first half of the season, not being able to pick up like any games. That was the era where the Kiwis played their first two games. They played them when they're on that big '08 slide. So, in the other era is the later era when they picked up Fenrir and had Demoralized with C Money. So, they've had a lot of changes for both these rosters as well
Oh,
as Daddy gets one early.
I mean, that is about as top left as you can get it. What a pass from C Money. He's a seasoned veteran. And I mean, if you could shoot it past two All Stars like that, I mean, I think this Pawns team has a chance. I mean, especially considering they lost Demo. I mean, he's what won them all of those games, or he was a large contributor. And now that he's gone, they're struggling to find their identity. But I mean, they had a week to find their identity, and I genuinely think that they have so far. As we see Beard trying to give it out to Royalty. Royalty is going to attempt to make a touch. Shadow sends it down to Beard, who can't find the angle, and now Shadow, the GM, trying to make some magic happen for this Kiwi squad. As Fenrir misses his touch, Deddy gonna send it over. Now it's Royalty with one touch. Can he get a second? Of course he does. Beautiful control touch from him, and now it's C Money. Sends it down. Beard last to defend. He has plenty of boost. Nice touch to the side, but Fenrir is gonna be there. C Money almost has an opportunity, but it's now Deddy trying to pick up the scraps, but Shadow, a beautiful 50. He can't find the shot, though. Fenrir, nice defense so far. And, you know, it's just the beginning of this match, Chunk, but, I mean, I'm seeing a dogfight so far.
100%. One of my keys to victory here tonight for the Pawns was to shut down the connections between this Kiwis team. Dr. Shadow and Beard have a huge connection. I think Beard leads the league for Novice in assists.
Uh-oh.
So, as Fenrir will get one off what just seems like a miscue here. Fenrir gets it over, and Royalty just kind of back passes it into his own net. No one really expected it.
Wow. I mean, look at that shot from Fenrir. I mean, you really can't get that anywhere else. But yeah, that is unfortunate from Royalty. He side flipped, but he side flipped at the worst possible time, and it just sent it back towards his net. No one there to help him out. As a little bit of a makeshift Rule 1 happening. I don't think it's officially a Rule 1. As Beard almost getting demoed here. He's going to send it down the field. Pawns up 2-0 early against this heavily favored Kiwi squad. A little bit of a surprise so far, but there's no one back to defend right now. Deddy misses his touch, and now Royalty tries to get something going. C Money taking it from him. Beard now. Oh, he can't find the shot. Now it's Shadow. Can he find it? No. Beautiful save from Fenrir. Now Deddy sends it to the sidewall. Royalty and Beard, last two to defend. Fenrir trying to take it up the wall. He doesn't have a whole lot to work with, opting to pinch it below Beard. And that seems like the best course of action. C Money, no boost to work with, gets it past almost the whole defense, but opts to send it to the side. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining for this Kiwis team to find a goal as Beard, he misses a wide open shot.
Yeah, 100%. Those are kind of hard to expect. The lower you get, the more you can kind of expect like misses or fakes. But like These are two solid teams, so you really don't expect a lot of miscues. So Beard probably wasn't expecting it, and it's unfortunate that Kiwis aren't able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but you know, a lot of miscues happen, but it doesn't seem like a whole lot of miscues are happening for this Pawns team. Deddy netting his second goal of the game, and Deddy is one of the lower novice players in terms of MMR in the entire league, and I will say he's putting up an absolute show here, Chunk.
Yeah, 100%. I believe he's close to 1170, so like 70 MMR above the minimum MMR, and he's been playing phenomenal. One of the big questions I had as well was, since we had a bye week between the play-ins and playoffs, is how teams are going to come back from that little break. Have they scrimmed? Are they ready? Have they played together with their teammates? Especially for the Pawns, as they had to put Deddy back into this team with 1 week practice and not a lot of scrims I saw from Novice. So I'm surprised they've got this able to work so far, and it looks like he's fit in this team really well, Gallium.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate just how level-headed he is. He makes all the right decisions, like right there. Very nice touch to the corner. He recognized he had very low boost. Excellent play from him, and now he's on the backboard. This is high-level positioning, but he gets a not really a favorable touch. He's going to let Fenrir take this one, but Fenrir misses the boost. Is he going to go for this boost? He sure does. Shadow hits it to the side. Royalty going to get a touch, and now it's Beard to block. 30 seconds remaining. Can the Kiwis find some sort of life here? Shadow sends it to the sidewall. Deddy off the sidewall himself. Royalty sends it down, and now it's a foot race to the ball. C Money wins that race. Beard, could it be another own goal? No, it's not. Shadow, excellent save. And Deddy again! Hats are flying everywhere. Deddy with a hat trick in game one.
Yeah, what I saw was a very nice bump on last by C Money that just kind of cleared up the net from Beard, who was rotating back post. Just a great awareness there to set up Deddy for an easy goal to put him at over 600 already, Gallium.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, especially, you mentioned it. He came into this team with a week practice. I mean, that is not something to really take lightly, as you know what the Pawns aren't going to take lightly this series. 4-0 in game one, and the Pawns, they're off to a roll. Can they get to the other end of the chessboard and switch to a king or a queen?
Yeah, 100%. I was talking about how if they can promote to a top 4 finish in the news post, but one of the key things is if they do win here, they will have to play that Juggernaut Wisps team, who are phenomenal individual players. And this Kiwis team is more a team-oriented, and they are not able to get any goals here. I'm wondering if Pawns were just able to shut down those passing plays that Kiwis rely so much on.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Kiwis are a team-oriented team, but you know that's very powerful, especially in Novice. You can use your teammates, you can rely on them. Trust is an important thing, but dare I say the Pawns as a team played much better. I mean, obviously 4-0, right? But
Yeah.
I just see the rotations were so much cleaner, right? And there was a lack of mistakes. I don't think I saw a single mistake actually from the Pawns, except for a couple of missed touches, and that's okay, right? You got to limit your mistakes, especially in a crucial game like this. It's an elimination game. I know nerves are kind of, creeping up on you a little bit. You're on stream. A lot of people are watching, but hopefully that first game goes, as a little bit of a warm up for this Kiwis team. Hopefully they can find their way back into this one, because I know they're a good team. They just have to prove it to me once again as we get game number 2 underway at the train station. Oh boy, I love being here, Chunklight.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Kiwis, there's always a good chance to like maybe play one game right, kind of see your opponent out, as they will get another quick one. Deddy is putting up a clinical. He gets his 4th goal in these 2 games. How do you stop him, Galio?
Here's the answer. You don't, as 2 players attempt to stop him, but Deddy's just on a roll. I mean, look at him go. And his teammates are backing up very, very nicely, right? Fenrir is that mechanical player of the bunch, but unlike other mechanical players you might see in Novice, Prospect, even Chally, they're not making the series all about them. They're not making the game all about them. They're playing to win, right? And if you need a mechanical player for a certain moment, you get a mechanical player for a certain moment, but it's not all the time. And that's what I admire about Fenrir's game so far, as we see him taking a nice shot. Unfortunately, can't find the back of the net. Shadow, a nice ball, and now Deddy's racing back for it. Can Royalty find it? Oh, he barely sneaks it in as Shadow getting the assist on that one.
Yeah, Shadow just really, everyone was up front for Pawns here, and Shadow gets it past him and lets Royalty just get one past Eddie, who's kind of awkward, kind of not expecting that touch. And it's a great way to kind of start the scoring here for Kiwis. It'll be interesting to see how they can keep their offensive pressure going.
It would be very interesting indeed to kind of watch how these offenses develop, right? You know, as the series goes on, because no matter if you're a novice, you know, no matter if you're in prospect, you have to adapt to your opponent. And will this novice league playoff game kind of prove me right? You know, both teams, they're playing very similar to how they played game one, but I don't think the Pawns needed to switch anything up at the Kiwis. I think they just got a little unlucky with their touches. So I'm interested to see how the rest of the series plays out, as we have Royalty taking a nice touch. Beard gonna try to get a 50. Shadow, unfortunately, can't get the go-ahead goal here. C-Money off the side. Royalty tries to get one. Unfortunately, cannot make the touch. He opts to front flip into that ball, and now it's Beard sending it over to Fenrir. Fenrir fakes out Shadow, but Shadow is unfazed by that one. Tries to take a shot, but C-Money down the pitch. It's off the backboard. Can Deddy get a shot? He unfortunately does not find the back of the net that time. You know, you can't ask for the world from Deddy. I mean, he's done a whole lot for his team so far. As we see another shot on target, Royalty. Nice save from him. He's sending it down the pitch. Deddy, last to defend. Beautiful ball from him, and he's gonna fake one out. Almost gets a dribble around Shadow, but excellent poise from Shadow there. He sends it. Never mind, Fenrir got up there real quick. Beard can't find the touch. Now it's Fenrir, 0 boost. Can't get a touch himself. Royalty playing for the 50 on that one. Beard trying to set it down. He gets the fake on one. He doesn't need to flick it, but he does on accident, and that was a crucial error.
Yeah, 100%. He looked like he was going for a little double pop-up to keep it on the front of his car, but he got bumped launching that ball up and just making it an easy clear here for them. As a pass comes out for Royalty to Beard, it's interesting to see how they might open up these passing plays.
They're really opening up here for both teams, actually. I mean, as we see Deddy just gonna slot one in, and can we get a couple novice moment emotes in chat, please? That was about as novice moment as it gets. And, you know, don't worry, Kiwis and Pawns. I was in novice, okay? I made even worse mistakes than that. You can watch the game film. It was real bad back in the day. But it's just, honestly, those mistakes that really lose you games, right? Back when I was a novice, the biggest killer to our team was inconsistency and making those critical errors. And I feel like so far, Kiwis just making so many mistakes. I know they're such a good team. They just have to find anything, literally anything, to find these goals here. Shunk.
Yeah, 100%. The way you play a novice is very different. One of the best play styles is to find a way to play around your teammates to be in a pretty good position if your teammate misses like a ball, right? You want to be in a position where there's always someone behind them, if possible, to be able to clean up a missed touch, a mishit, any misfortunate event that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, you see it in solo queue games, like, you have to trust your teammates, but in novice, you can't really do that as, oh my goodness. I mean, I honestly think the little eggheads who are watching this one are going to run out of money for hats. That is his second hat trick in 2 games. He is 100% for hat tricks. What an insane performance from Deddy. And he's just getting started here. 3 goals, 2 saves on 4 shots. An all-star performance from him. He's really shining under the spotlight so far. Chunk.
Yeah, 100%. He has all their shots. What I've noticed is Kiwis are out shooting them in the last game, in this one, but they are not finding quality opportunities. Deddy is just getting solid opportunities to put it on net, as he'll get another one. Fenrir will take it, though. We'll see how that affects mental, but I'm pretty sure they're just happy another goal goes in to almost certainly seal this game.
I mean, that is the kind of play you need from one of your marquee players, right? He's the highest MMR player on his team. He's the most mechanical. He has to come in and make those kinds of plays. Yeah, they were up 3-1, but still, it's a play that shows the other team, yeah, I'm here. Don't forget about me. I know Deddy's having an insane game, but can we also talk about C Money? I mean, I feel like for his entire Nemesis career, he's just been that guy. He's the Swiss Army knife. He can do it all. He helps his teammates with bumps, with passes, anything they need. And this game, he's been needed a lot less. And he's okay with that, right? You know, you have to know when you're needed and when you're not needed. And C Money is just being that guy. He is in the background, but he's getting such important touches. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And that is such a valuable player to have on your team, right? Last game, he got a couple of great assists. This game, he didn't do a whole lot on the stat sheet, but there's a lot more of that goes into these games as Pawns take a 2-0 lead against the Kiwis in this playoff round one. Do you think Kiwis takes a timeout here, Chunk?
I personally would if you're Kiwis, right? You started off that game great, right? You got that goal to start the momentum, but then nothing really came of it. And the defensive side has just really been struggling for the Kiwis. A lot of mistakes that have cost goals, weird rotations. So I would take it personally if I was Kiwis, kind of maybe like communicate on what we're gonna do. See how we can get like Beard and Shadow involved, as they are those higher players and they need to make plays in order for this team to win. You can have not a lot of score, right, as long as you're winning, but if you're losing, you want to at least be able to contribute, as they will take the time out here, Gallium.
You know, better late than never. So they finally take the time out here. And this will be a good time for us to kind of talk about what we've witnessed. I mean, both games have been 4-1, if I'm not mistaken, right, Chunk? You fact check
Yeah,
me?
I believe so.
Okay,
Actually, the
okay.
first one was 4-0, I
Four
believe.
oh, my bad. Yeah. Kiwi's got one. But both very dominant games by the Pawns, and it's a lot to kind of digest, right? Especially with Deddy having 2 hat tricks so far. And he's been that second man who's been everywhere for this Pawns team. He's really been putting in an absolute shift. And if you have teammates like Fenrir and C Money to really help you with that workload, you can do a whole lot, especially in this league. And it's really showing here, Chunk.
Yeah, 100%. I saw Deddy more play that first man and just kind of pick apart the defenses. And I saw Fenrir as the second man really just coming up and like helping on plays that needed help, just doing what he need. More on defense though for Fenrir on the second man. I believe he has been playing that first man offensively, but we know C Money has been playing a solid third man. I believe if you want to shake up this Pawns team, you are going to have to do something to kind of get C Money out of being so comfortable back in that field.
I mean, yeah, of course you do. I mean, it just seems like C Money I feel like he's actually more comfortable in these kinds of scenarios, right? Where his teammates are having great games, right? He's that support player. He's playing his role to a T. That's why Speed drafted him, of course. I mean, he's been on this team since day one. His Beard sends it down. Can Royalty find a shot? C Money, great save. There's the value C Money right there. Beard tries to send it over to Royalty. They can't find a touch. Royalty, nice ball. It's off the backboard. Fenrir gets a much needed touch, and now it's Beard. Gets one. Can't find anything but a 50. Royalty up. Oh my goodness. Almost a great shot, but can't find the back in the net. Shadow up with it. He beats out 2, but can't really find what he was looking for there. Double commit from the Kiwis. This might be detrimental here. Unfortunately for the Pawns, they don't capitalize off of that. Deddy has 0 boost, and it's not going to go in his favor. It's so far, it seems like the Kiwis have a little bit more offensive pressure so far, Chunk.
100%. We saw like I saw multiple times where they could have been punished. A double commit, good cut though from Beard to just really not get them punished here early. But I want to see them play that offense, but be aware of positioning and not be punished like we saw them in those first 2 games. But it is a good solution to not be awkward on defense by not playing it for prolonged periods of time.
Oh yeah. I mean, you have to really know when you need to go for a ball and when you don't need to, and I feel like that's a key component on how to not be awkward in your defensive zone. But so far, I mean, it just seems like both teams are just trading blows back and forth. It's just about which team can find that first goal so far. We see Beard up with this C Money. Gonna get a touch and a beautiful bump from C Money. He's gonna try to send it down the pitch. Can't find it. Deddy off the sidewall. Shadow can't make the touch. Fenrir being very patient. He's gonna insta challenge, and Beard gonna pay for that one. But a nice 50 out to Royalty. Beard's up with it. Can he find the shot? No, he cannot. Shadow bottom left. The GM with a nasty shot.
Yeah, I don't think you could place that much more perfectly. Beard with the fake. I don't think it really caught anyone off guard. They just kind of stood still, though, which kind of gave Shadow an opportunity to really put it anywhere where there is not people in that net, and really able to get a first goal here as they are out shooting them 3-0. They are not letting them have any offensive pressure here, Gallium.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a complete 180, right? It just seems like this Kiwis team finally found their footing, and about time they did. I mean, down 2-0, it's not very easy coming back into these games as Beard takes it up high. It's about resilience. Can the Pawns respond, or is it just going to be the Kiwis the rest of the way? Because in the playoffs, you have to be resilient. You have to ignore the noise, right? You have to be that team who can be clutch. And we're going to have to see if Pawns are made for that. But so far, it seems like the Kiwis just absolutely dominating so far. Fenrir missing his touch. Deddy gets a touch, but he gets 50'd out. Beard up high, trying to find it. Can't find the back of the net. Shadow now sends it over. C Money and Deddy finding that touch, and now it's Royalty off the backboard. He gets one, but can't find a second as Fenrir on 0 boost gets one. He's going to float towards it. Oh no! He puts it in the back of the net off of a miscue from the Kiwis.
Yeah, 100%. Great. Beard just kind of catches it in front of the net, right in front of him, and I believe it was Royalty at the second man. I can't really tell because of that goal explosion, but just didn't really expect that, which is unfortunate. Not really on the same page in communications, but as they'll get another quick one here, Gallium, is C Money with also a goal explosion that makes me not able to see. We'll put a quick one off a bump off Fenrir here, Gallium. The bumps have really been helping them get these goals, but Kiwis haven't been able to get any bumps of their own.
This is a PSA to anyone who uses a full field goal explosion. Kindly unequipped it, please. As we see, I mean, a beautiful goal from C Money, but a really great assist from Fenrir. I mean, just seems like this Pawns team, they are resilient. I mean, it was an excellent play to come back, and 2 goals very quickly. Very nice play from them as Shadow can't find one. Now it's Royalty. I need to see him step up, but Beard, what a shot off of a nasty pass from Royalty. Just the man I needed to see step up.
Yeah, Kiwis bread and butter are these infield passes. You're just able to put them, especially in that 1v1 against C Money there. You have so much space, so much opportunity to do whatever you want. You can either hit it, pass it off the backboard. So many opportunities, and it just makes it hard for that last defender.
Everything's hard in Rocket League, right? I mean, there's a very interesting game. There's no game quite like it, and I feel like both teams are finding that out right now as we see a tie game here going into the last minute of game numero tres. Royalty sending it down. Shadow now gonna get a nice control touch. Lets Deddy take control of it off the sidewall. Can't find a touch of his own. Royalty down the pitch. Can Royalty punish them on Beckwith Park here? C Money off the side. C Money trying to get another touch. He does. Beard off the backboard. Can he find one? He floats past it. Shadow just following that one so closely with a lot of boost. Royalty gets a much needed touch. The third is demoed. Can they find the shot? No. Beard, he misses his touch. Another mistake by the Kiwis. That one has to hurt a little bit more than most. As Shadow, he's going to find a touch. Much needed from him. He's going to try to find another one. An excellent play from him. Very good individual effort as Royalty sends it down. Both Royalty and Beard have a full tank. Can they find anything? Beard, maybe with a shot. C Money, an incredible save. 10 seconds left. Can any team find a goal here? C Money takes it way, way high. Deddy now with one touch. It's bouncing awkwardly. 1 second left. C Money pops it high. Can anyone find a shot? It's going to go the other way, but it's going to be popped down here. And, you know, Chunk, you're the expert here. Who you have taking this game 3?
I'm not sure. One thing I have noticed though, Gallium, Daddy has not played a huge role in this game, and pawns are still playing incredibly without him contributing so much. He only has, or he had 120 on that stat line. Just not really, just kind of playing his own game, not really contributing to the stats on that stat line. But as long as that team is getting in position to take this game, they are fine.
Oh, absolutely disgusting goal from Shadow. I mean, he has been the man to put every single shot away when his team needs him most, and that is a crucial overtime winner. And can we just talk about how Royalty had 3 assists in that game? What a performance from him there, Chunk. I mean, what do you expect out of the rest of the series now that you know the Kiwis have this potential?
Uh, we knew they had this potential coming in, but as soon as game 1 hit, we kind of see Pawns be able to stop this team play. What I have seen in this game though is prove that the Pawns are not as solid as you think they are defensively, right? They they were not able to get off their own half, really. Only 3 shots for them that entire game, and just really stuck in their own half, like I said, and they're gonna have to find a different way to win it if they can't win those close games like that.
Yeah, and it's just the name of the game, right? You have to find any way to win, and if you can't win those close games, it's gonna make your life much harder. As we see Fenrir switching to the Dominus here, interesting card. I mean, we usually see people switch from the Octane to maybe the Fennec, but to the Dominus, very bold choice. But I guess this is the Novice League after all. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff has happened. I mean, for example, we do have Jolly Rogers who runs the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles van every single game. So, I mean, I feel like the card choices down here has little to do with the player's performance.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
100%. As we will get one quick from the Dominus switch here from Fenrir. What I've seen a lot from him is these punishes off the wall, the soft touches, able to play that roll off the wall and get these long goals off miscues from the third man from Kiwis.
Yeah, it's just absolutely spectacular shot from him. And that car switch, it seems to have made all the difference here, if I'm going to be completely honest. And when we played, I want to say it was the Wyverns or some team like that in Prospect. He subbed up for that game, and he was the only reason they took a game off of us because of plays like that. He's just that kind of guy. He's a difference maker on the wall, and he's just so critical and important when it comes to goal scoring. I mean, he's just incredible in all facets of the game. As we see Deddy off the backboard, it goes. Fenrir, a little bit of an awkward touch. He's going to continue it. Now the ball is bouncing awkwardly. Beard now sends it down. What a shot from him. We haven't seen Beard step up just yet, but now it might be Beard's game to win here.
Yeah, he got an N1 here off C-Money. He took his life, but he got the pop over him to put this game equal. But we have not seen that prolonged pressure that we saw from Kiwis, as the Pawns are outshooting him here in this game, and it's gonna be interesting to see how how Kiwis can keep themselves off defense.
The best offense is the best defense, right? You have to stay in your own end, or no, sorry, stay in the opponent's end to keep them out of your end. And I feel like that's what the Pawns are doing a little bit more of, right? They built their game off the counter attack, but now they're starting to take their game to the Kiwis. That's that change I mentioned earlier on in the series that you have to make, right? Those adjustments. So you see Shadow up with it. Deddy gonna not find the touch. Now the ball is gonna trickle down. Beard with one. Deddy gonna get one himself. And now Royalty takes that one. He's gonna try to find a shot. Almost connects with that one. Fenrir now. Oh my goodness! Is that a flying squirrel or is that just Fenrir?
Yeah, 100%. What we were talking about, mistakes as third man. No one really goes up, or Beard gets a late challenge, and Shadow's in no position to make a save off the power he put in that shot, as he has 400 points. He's got both goals. He is leading this offense here for Pons this game.
I mean, I told you guys at the beginning of this game, Fenrir's that guy. And, you know, Deddy was like, he had 2 hat tricks in 2 games. I was like, oh, you know, but like, Fenrir didn't need to perform, right? You have a player like Deddy, you have a player like C-Money. Any player on this Pons team can perform. It just seems like it wasn't that much of a fluke that they were winning all those games with Demo. It just seems like they're just that good with the leadership of C-Money. I mean, his expertise, he's been in this league for a while. He's a seasoned veteran, and you need that kind of presence. As we see Fenrir off the side, almost a Demo there. Fenrir pops it high. Royalty, a much needed touch there. I mean, it was going to go the back of the net if he didn't touch that. C-Money can't read that difficult ball, and now it's Deddy off the corner. He gets a controlled touch. Nice play from him, but Shadow, excellent play. Shadow seems to be the only player on the Kiwis who can consistently put shots on target. Looking to him to be really this catalyst for this team. Deddy with 0 boost. He makes the save, but can he make this save? Beard just shoots it wide. Not ideal from him, and that's just, again, another Kiwis mistake we're seeing here, Chunk.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of mistakes. Just not able to put the shot on net here. One thing I have been noticing as well is this Kiwis team has really been trying to get these controlled touches, and Pons are just in their face, not letting them have any space or time, just making it them not able to really get the shot they want.
Yeah, you know, and that's a sign of a great team, right? You make the other team uncomfortable here. Has C-Money making the Kiwis a little uncomfortable, but can't put that one on target. To see Deddy off the backboard. Can't find another touch. C-Money off the backboard himself. Now Beer misses his touch. Royalty panic flips, and now it's a race. Fenrir versus Shadow. Ball, again, just traveling down Deddy. A nice 50. He tries to find another one, and he successfully does. C-Money can't find that one. Beard, a nice pass, but no one there to receive it. Fenrir with 1. Can he find the second? Unfortunately cannot. C-Money with an open net. Can't find the back of the net. You know, it's just bound to happen that the Pons were going to miss at least 1 shot, you know. Seems like they've been very consistent this entire series. Less than 30 seconds left. Can the Kiwis find one? Royalty, a big goal here late.
Yeah, 100%. I thought they had this one saved as Shadow, and 2 people back. C-Money just misses a read, and I think Fenrir just really didn't expect that defensively, and Royalty able to capitalize off that, which is huge here for this Kiwis. You do not want to go down 3-1 and have to LeBron your way back.
I like that. LeBron your way back, you know. Unfortunately, I don't think they're the Cavs, right? But they could be if they wanted to. Fenrir off the backboard. Wait a second. Deddy can't find the shot. There's still time left, but wait. Royalty gets a nice favorable 50. Fenrir, a nice touch into his corner. Royalty with a full tank of boost off this wall. Beard can't turn quick enough for that one. And it's another overtime. We saw the Kiwis win the last overtime. Who you got in this one, Chunk?
We see Deddy in a familiar position. I'm getting deja vu, but I think Pons, if they can take this here, they have a really good shot on winning the series. If they can't, you are in a big issue. You gotta probably take that timeout soon, and if you can't adapt after that timeout, it is going to look ugly the rest of the series.
Yeah, it for sure is going to look a little bit ugly here. As I believe the Kiwis actually already took their timeout, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, I was talking about. I was saying Pons.
Pons. Yeah. You're right. That's Deddy. Wait a second. Trying to be the overtime hero. But as you mentioned, if the Pons can't win this, it is in timeout territory. Seems like Kiwis are threatening. Fenrir sends it down. Deddy with maybe a touch. He's going to allow Beer to get that one. Fenrir up with it. Gets a touch into his own quarter. Can he get a second? He does. Royalty, a little confused. Shadow has to control this one. He takes his time, allows his teammates to get back. Very high IQ play from him. Royalty off the ceiling. C-Money can't find the read, and now it's Fenrir. Gets 1. Can he get the second? Almost. Finds an insane read, and now Deddy racing back. He doesn't have to be too quick on this one. Not an immediate challenge as Deddy sends it over. Now it's Beard's turn to really shine. Fenrir off the sidewall, off the ceiling rather. Gets a nice touch. It's out to C-Money. He can't find a shot. Beard off the sidewall. Deddy trying to control this one. He can't get that one. The ball kind of gets away from him. Fenrir off the backboard. Royalty sends it over. Royalty sends it over yet again. The assist king. Can he get a massive assist? Wait, this one might go in. It's just barely off, though. Beard. Nice heads-up play. Nice assist. Daddy! Oh, my goodness. What a save from Shadow. But C-Money is going to put it away in an absolute thriller of a game 4 here.
Yeah, Shadow, what a save, but great from C-Money being able to follow that up. And I saw that pressure for Royalty, and I'm like, how do they come back from this? But that counterattack really shows what has changed this Pawns late into the season.
Oh, his Pawns team looking real good, right? Yeah, I mean, obviously they've won 3 out of 4 games, but I think the real key to their success is the responses, right? You know, the Kiwis get a goal, they'll get 1 or 2 right back, right? You know, responding is just powerful, right? And especially in Novice. I mean, I'm sure you can attest to this, Chunk Light, but you know, the response from the Pawns very admirable here. And now the Kiwis have to win 3 games in a row to take this series.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, especially with no timeout buff. You see them. I think they're gonna take a lot of this next match time, just to kind of adjust stuff without a timeout. But it is going to be hard going into this next game. Fenrir, like you said, a really big contributor in that game, showing that one player alone is not how you stop Pawns. They are a team made to succeed in the system they have going.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's not out of the Kiwis' wheelhouse, however. 2 come back into the series as we have game 5 underway here. We're going to have an interesting kickoff. Shadow on the backboard. Fenrir off the backboard again. C-Money can't find that one. And I feel like these teams, you know, they're a little less familiar with each other, obviously, because they've had less games to work with, but there's no play-in tournament for either of these teams or for Novice League in general, so can't really get a feeler as Royalty has to put this one on target. He almost does. Almost adjusts to get that one. A very close call there. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from the Kiwis. High-flying action. Can the Pawns respond here?
It's gonna be, I think if they want to respond, what we've seen are these quick counterattacks. Kiwis haven't been ready for those big clears that we've seen Fenrir make, so I'd say if Kiwis can adapt to that, it would be really good for them. But I think Pawns, maybe you find a different way to score. We saw the counterattack at the end of the game, and I think that that those counterattacks will lead to success. As Royalty really steps up here as this, we've been seeing him play the first man role, and he will finish the shot that Beard had, and just really solid teamwork there, getting that goal in at the end. But yeah, Liam.
Yeah, wonderful goal there. I mean, Kiwis much needed goal, obviously. We see Shadow taking it to the backboard. Fenrir over to C-Money. He's going to try to find another touch. Unfortunately, cannot. But we've seen the Pawns come back before. Can they do it again? Fenrir with 1. Gets a second. Beautiful flick. Now it's Shadow. Controlling that one. Deddy 50s it out. C-Money, he's playing patient here. Opts to go back. Nice play that was. Beard, last one to beat. Fenrir over to C-Money. Can't find the back of the net. Can Fenrir find the back of the net here? He opts to fake it. Beard just going to do the offense's work for them, but makes 2 commit with Shadow's excellent touch there. Fenrir gets 1. Shadow now up with it. He tries to find a teammate. Unfortunately, no teammate in view as Beard can't find anything there. Royalty with 1. Tries to find a second. He does with a little bit of an awkward play, but it almost works out here. And with 3 minutes to go in this game, it seems like the Kiwis are firmly in the driver's seat.
Yeah, one thing to note that I saw from this Kiwis team, they've been in a lot of situations where they're upright and they get reverse swept. I believe they got reverse swept 3 games in a row. So if they want to do to complete this game, they need to do the opposite of what they have been doing, which I think they learned a lot from those reverse sweeps. So I think they have it in the bag, especially with how they've been playing in this game so far, Gallium.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking real great. I mean, 3 reverse sweeps, definitely a bit crazy. I mean, you hate to see that, especially for the mental. But reverse sweep here is not necessary. for this Kiwi squad. Although you are having to win as many games as you would in the regular season, as we see almost a shot for Shadow go in with Royalty. What a banger from him, and now Kiwi's starting to get on a roll here.
Yeah, if you're Kiwis here, you want to take this one game at a time. Do not... I would take it personally one goal at a time. You do not want to get ahead of yourself. So this game is not won yet. We have seen the Puns react and respond quickly with goals of their own.
Yeah, I mean, the response... I think the saying "pressure makes diamonds" is the real saying here, you know. And Kiwis, they're looking like a more refurbished form of themselves. I mean, they're shooting on target. They're getting these chances. A Shadow tries to find a double. Wait a second, that might just float in. Beard can't find the double. Royalty now. Royalty's been excellent in this series. Definitely my favorite player to watch so far. C-Money down the pitch. Beard. A nice touch. Fenrir, can he find the shot? No, he can't. It's off the backboard. C-Money, quick turn. Now it's a double commit for the Pawns. Fenrir has to be patient. He gets demoed for his troubles. Now Shadow playing patient in the other end. Can't find the touch. Royalty sends it off the sidewall. C-Money can't find it. Now it's Deddy's turn. Gets one. Can he get the second? Oh my goodness. That would have been an insane play. But with a little over a minute, it seems like the Kiwis still in firm control here. Do you have the Pawns coming back in this one, Chunk?
I've seen a lot of miscues here from the Pawns. One on that offensive possession where two of them committed there, and it was kind of open, but Fenrir was able to defensively make a stop, and I believe if they want to come back, they cannot allow themselves to make mistakes like that and put themselves in a deeper hole.
100% is, wait a second, Shadow misses his touch. It's off the backboard. Fenrir, he has to finish this. He can't. And those mistakes pretty much cost them the game there. As, you know, 2 goals in less than 30 seconds isn't impossible, but it's definitely a far cry from what you would expect here. C-Money off the sidewall. Fenrir almost with an insane shot, but it's off the backboard. C-Money, great finish. Pawns might have life here.
The caster's curse might get you, Gallium, as the prolonged pressure here from the Pawns, just able to break through the Kiwis here. Royalty kind of left awkward there in net, and C-Money able to put one past him.
I mean, absolutely incredible from this Pawns team to be resilient, but I don't think it's going to matter much if the Kiwis can just finish this one out here. Fenrir down the pitch. He has a little bit of boost. C-Money now trying to turn for this. He doesn't have a whole lot. Deddy, with not a whole lot of boost, opts to get the boost instead of keeping the ball alive. And it's going to backfire here as the Kiwis going to take a game, and now it's 3-2 in the series.
100%. If you're Pawns, you want to get this next one to finish out the series. You do not want to play a team that has won 2 straight, as just knowing they're coming off hot, and you'll have to stop them fresh, but if I was Pawns, Gallium, is this a timeout moment, or have we seen solid enough play that we elect not to take a timeout?
I don't think a timeout is necessary, to be honest. I think that just gives the Kiwis more time to talk and really develop their strategy here. So I don't think a timeout is kind of in their cards here. I think instead you have to just keep doing what's worked for you, obviously. I think this is their game to lose. And so far, Kiwis, great performance, especially by Royalty. I mean, he's been all over the field with assists, now goals. I mean, he can really make a difference here. And we're heading into game number 6 here. And, you know, it's Forbidden Temple. Some wacky things can happen here, Chunk. I'm sure you're well aware. And, you know, a lot of wacky things can happen. But do you have the Kiwis taking this game, forcing a game 7, or are the Pawns just going to take this series right here?
I think Pawns have a good chance here. This is the most important game, I would say, in the series. I would say winner of this game has probably an 80% chance to take the series. Just a really important game here for momentum, as momentum is almost one of the most important things in Rocket League.
You know, don't let Jax hear you say that. Momentum or GM. As, you know, I'm sure you're well aware, Chunk, as Fenrir with a nice bang. He has full boost. Can he make something happen? It flies across the face of the net. Now it's Royalty's turn. He opts to fake. 2 up. Daddy and C Money. A little bit of a miscue. Now Fenrir last to defend Royalty. Over to Shadow. Fenrir gonna beat him out. Can he get a second? He does. Beautiful play from him. He tries to get a third. Unfortunately, can't get the touch. Now C Money can't find it. Fenrir pops it high. Can anyone get there? Royalty can't find the touch. Shadow. Now it's over to Daddy. Daddy with one. Can't find anything else. And now it's C Money. Gets a nice save, but gets demoed for his troubles as Fenrir sends it down. It just seems like Kiwis having all the momentum so far as Beard gets a much needed goal for this Kiwi squad.
Yeah, I saw 2 demos in a row there. Just really not letting this Pawns team get their footing here on defense and make some awkward rotations here and sets up Kiwis for success here in the game. I would like one more here if you want to be pretty safe, but 1 goal is all it takes to win the game, Gallium.
Yeah, 1 goal indeed. As, you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're happy keeping their little lead that they have, but it's not looking real comfy here. Pawns in their end is, whoa!
Oh.
What a shot from C Money coming from the top rope.
Yeah, C Money. Not known, I would say, for his mechanical skill, don't get me wrong, but that is a phenomenal shot right over Shadow, crossbar down. I think one of the best shots you will see all season here from a Novice.
Yeah, you know, it's coming from C Money, like as you said. Not very mechanical, but, you know, I will say he's a very prolific shooter. Just doesn't get in those opportunities to shoot, but you saw when he does, he's very dangerous. As Daddy tries to send it over. Now it's Royalty. Tries to get anything past this Pawns defense. C Money with 1. Can he find anything else? Fenrir sends it down. Shadow with 1. He can't find his next touch, but he opts to go for a sidewall read. Fenrir. Now over to Shadow. Shadow down the pitch. C Money. Can he make the save?
Oh.
It floats over his head. You can't ask too much from C Money this late into the series.
Yeah, I believe he didn't have a lot of boost. He definitely could have made up, but he was just kind of behind that ball. And great play here from Shadow to give him that lead again, but there is still plenty of time in this game as Daddy has taken a back seat here in the game. If you're Pawns, you really want to see him step up like he did in those first 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, what a save, but he was phenomenal in those first 2 games, but I don't think he's necessarily played bad. He's just, you know, kind of been under the radar a little bit, and that's kind of what you need sometimes, you know, as we see Fenrir trying to be the hero here. Beard gets it off the ceiling. Shadow off the backboard. Royalty, nice touch. That might just float in, and it sure does. Royalty with an absolute statement.
Yeah, 100%. Those passes, just not able to get to the ball in time, and just sets them up for success here for Kiwis, and puts Pawns in an awkward position defensively. And it seems defensively like Pawns are having a breakdown here, Gallium.
Yeah, I mean, a breakdown as it may be, I feel like, you know, it's just more that the Kiwis are just suffocating them, right? You know, with their offense, they're just looking that much, you know, that step ahead, really. So you see Beard take it over to Fenrir. He's going to get a nice touch. And now, Shadow over and under Daddy here. C Money takes 1 touch and now can't find another as Daddy great on the defensive end so far. Can this Pawns team generate any offense? They've not really generated any since that C Money goal, or even before that, and really, as you see C Money taking a nice touch, and now it's Beard over, and Fenrir's going to get a nice touch, and resulting in that, Daddy over to C Money. Can he get a nice touch? It's off the backboard. Can Fenrir find one? No, he cannot. And now Royalty with 1. Can't find a second. Daddy can't find this one, as it seems like C Money gonna get a nice control touch here. Fenrir gets 1. He can't get another. Shadow hounding him here with a little less than a minute. It seems like the Kiwis are just gonna run away with this game number 6 here. Junk.
Yeah, 100%. They've just seemed like they've been playing with so much control here and been able to really not be punished too much for mistakes, missed touches. They've kind of done what I said. Be able to have that kind of redundancy to have someone back if you you make a mistake, which has been really nice and really slowing the goals that have came for Pons.
Yeah, I mean, you have to appreciate the resilience of the Kiwis as well. I mean, they were down 3-1 in the series, wasn't looking good. I mean, you have a
Oh,
low Sal peeking on you. As we know what I was just about to say, Deddy had an insane start to the series, but he has an insane goal here off of great pass and great bump from C Money. What a play from him. 12 seconds remaining though. Can they do it here? They're lining up for this kickoff. It's just only a matter of time before the clock hits 0. Can the Kiwis force a game 7? Or will the Pawns force overtime here? Beard sends it to the backboard. Anyone up for the Kiwis? No. Fenrir sends it down. And the ball's off the backboard yet again. 1 second left. Deddy with a 100 boost. He tries to pop it high. It's still off the ceiling. Fenrir gets another touch. C Money down the field. It's popped high. Deddy, he can't find the touch, but Shadow, an excellent play. And the Kiwis are bringing this one to 7. What a performance from them.
yeah, 100%. That, like we said, the momentum here. If you're Pons, yeah, the timeout here comes from Pons. This is a this is key. I think it may be able to slow down the potential that the Kiwis had. The phenomenal passes, all goals assisted last game. Only 2 shots for Pons last game, just not giving them a whole lot of opportunities to score goals, but the Pons were pretty efficient on scoring those goals though.
Yeah, 100%, you know. And if I could take you here for a second here, guys. Here. I'm gonna get in the Pawns huddle real quick, okay? Guys, it's okay. It's okay to struggle a little bit, all right? Listen, you've lost the past 2 games. That's perfectly fine. You want to know who else lost the past 2 games or lost 2 games in a row? Kiwis. You know, it's okay. All right? It's game 7. You guys got this. But honestly, bro, I think the Kiwis are going to take this one. I really like what they're showing so far. It seems like all 3 of them just are in such sync. I mean, 2 of them are all-stars. You got to be kidding me. I mean, it just seems like every time they step on the pitch, it's just absolute magic, right? And it just seems like both these teams, I mean, regardless of this outcome, you have to congratulate Shadow and Speed for building such amazing contenders here. I mean, no one thought the Pawns were going to be good, especially losing Demo. And now they're taking one of the better teams in Novice to a game 7. So, I mean, you really have to appreciate it from that perspective. You know, this Novice playoff game is really going the distance. And honestly, I think this game 7 might be even better than the game 7 we just saw on stream in Rival League. I don't know if you caught that one, Chunklay. That was
Yeah.
probably game of the year. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, they have tall orders to match that game, but I think that they have good potential here, but if you're Pons, you need to make this game close here early, as we've seen them let a goal within like the first couple minutes here, within the first half of the game, and it just really doesn't make success or make for success when you have to come back every single game.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not ideal having to come back in every single game, but seems like the Pawns are going to get one early as 4 seconds into game 7, Fenrir making a statement.
Yeah, 100%. Shadow, kind of awkward here. Gets beat by C Money, able to assist on that play, and C Money, we've seen him do everything here for the Pawns.
I mean, he's just a Swiss Army knife. You gotta love the kid. I mean, so much potential from the kid. I mean, he's definitely, I mean, he's probably older than I am. I'm just a young buck, but, you know, Royalty, he's taking it off the sidewall, and I will say Royalty for the Kiwis has been the player to watch for me. He's just been so consistently good, and Shadow, I mean, every time this guy gets a shooting opportunity, it just seems to float into the back of the net. As wait a second, Royalty making a big play, and they're trading blows early.
Yeah, 100%. This is what you want to see if you want to see as good of a game 7 as we did last game, and just a really solid play. Put it behind Deddy to really set that goal up, and we've got a lot of goals here quick, Gallium.
Yeah, you know, and that's okay, right? You know, it's okay to have a lot of goal. Wait a second. Did I? Hold on. Chunk, did I just see what I thought I saw? Hold on. Wait. Was that? That has to be the own goal of the year. What in the world? C-Money with the... I mean, listen, I'm a very professional caster around these parts, right? I mean, so professional, but I really don't have any words for that one. That is probably the most talented own goal I have ever seen. I mean, he put that one top shelf there, Chunk.
Yeah, 100%. We might need a league investigation here. Did someone pay C-Money off here to throw in Game 7? But for real though, if you're pawns, just an unfortunate miscue. You've seen that you scored one early, right? And you can come back from this deficit, but it will be brutal if they cannot make any offense happen from here on out.
You know, and as we see a beautiful play coming out from the Kiwis, they're up by 2.
Yeah, this is what you want to see if you're a Kiwis fan. The passes are still here. The demo is opening up the net, and Deddy just awkward as that third man. Just really setting up the Kiwis here, but like I said before, plenty of time in this game. Still almost 4 minutes here.
Yeah, 4 minutes is a lot to work with, especially in Rocket League, as the Kiwis have impressed me so far with their resilience and their game plan as Beard putting on a phenomenal shot on net here. So we have Royalty off the backboard, C-Money gonna get a nice touch himself. It's traveling towards the Kiwis net, but fortunately for them, it's not gonna go very far. This ball is off this corner. C-Money gonna attempt to make a touch, and now it's up to Shadow. Shadow with 1. Can he find the flick? Maybe, maybe not. The 50 coming out. Beard taking 1. Oh my goodness, takes it over 1. The bump! Oh my goodness, what a play. Unfortunately, no Kiwi was there to retrieve that one. That's a high-level play. Kiwi's just throwing out all the stops. But wait, what a pass from Fenrir, and Deddy's back on the board.
Yeah, great way to get Deddy involved here in Galileo. That was indeed not a bump. That was him getting demoed. Just kind of makes it awkward here for the defense for Kiwis, as we had someone spawning in, and just a miscommunication as who's going to go first for that ball. Sets up a beautiful pass for Deddy to finish.
Yeah, I mean, it's a work of art. Wait a second, Kiwis might have a response here. But, I mean, they're just trading blows back and forth so far. I mean, Shadow, he needs to be the guy that really puts this series away. I mean, he comes with the dagger goals. The goal in overtime. And wait a second, I might have just spoken it into his existence here, as we have C-Money. Unfortunately, backflipping Beard off the backboard. Can they find the back of the net? Oh. Royalty missing one, and that's going to haunt them a little later if the Pawns find their way back into this game. Royalty up with 1. Going to send it over. Deddy with a nice touch. And now the ball in the midfield. Can Royalty get to it? Of course he does. Very low boost. Fenrir out to C-Money. Can't make the touch. Deddy gonna make a touch downfield. Shadow can't find the ball, and now it's Royalty over to Deddy. Deddy off the sidewall. It's now C-Money's time to shine. Fenrir tries to send it down. He's very successful in his attempt, and now it's over to Deddy. Deddy with 1. Can he find the second? He does. A nice 50 coming out from him. C-Money can't find the shot. Fenrir, excellent play from him. He's really controlling this ball like a mastermind. Beard with 1. Royalty now can't find it as C-Money just absolutely smokes him to the ball. Both of them go. Deddy, a little bit of an awkward ball, but you don't hate to see it as it goes into your own corner. Wait a second, he misses his touch. C-Money gonna 50 that one out. Beard gets a nice touch himself. Fenrir now off the sidewall. Off the backboard it goes. Fenrir trying to just do it all himself here. C-Money takes it. It's now in the midfield. Royalty sends it over. And do you think the Pawns can get a goal here late?
What I've seen from them, they've been going for cheeky little back demo plays that will, if they can get it off, will just kind of cut the Kiwis and catch them off guard as the Kiwis have a lot of pressure here, Gallium.
Yeah, as Royalty almost gets a highlight reel goal here. He's almost connected on numerous shots just like that. As Beard flicks it high. Deddy there to recover that one. Nice heads-up play from him. C-Money, nice low 50. Can he get back to that ball? Of course he does. And now it's Fenrir. He's going to fake out that ball. Gets 1 touch. Can he find a second? Of course he does. He's off the sidewall. Can't find the 50. Now it's C-Money. He can't find the touch. With a full tank, he sends it over. To the sidewall it goes. C-Money trying to find any form of life. He gets the demo. Fenrir, he's shooting, he scores!
Not what you want to see if you're Kiwis, but like we said, those demos gonna come and haunt you. Kind of just caught Shadow offside, and Fenrir, huge play to set this game to a tie game. And I don't want to say it, but this might be golden goal, Gallium.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be an overtime game, unless the Pawns can make some magic happen here. Fenrir with a full tank of boost. Royalty gets it sent over. Deddy now with a little bit of boost. Can't find much. Beard now over to C-Money. Royalty pops it high. Last-ditch effort. Are they going to send it to the ground? Fenrir tries to. He unfortunately gets an unfavorable touch. Deddy tries to send it down. Royalty sends it down instead. Overtime, game 7. As this is the first overtime game 7. I thought there was going to be an overtime game 7 in the last match, but this overtime is going to treat us here as Deddy gets one. I wonder who's going to take this one to advance to the second round. Fenrir can't find that one. Beard, can he put this one away? No, Fenrir. Excellent save. It's now Fenrir in Shadow in a 1v1 situation. Shadow wins that battle. Deddy with a shot. Royalty and Beard double commit, but it's not too bad on their end. Shadow up the field. Fenrir, not the best touch. It's off the backboard. Beard with the game winner, and the Kiwis take it in 7.
Yeah, not a good touch here by Fenrir. It leads down to Royalty, and a smart play. He had 0 boost, goes for the demo, and just sets C-Money out of position. And what I saw there from the last game was a complete dominance on the offensive side here from the Kiwis. 7 shots for Beard, 7 for Royalty. Everyone had a goal. I believe every goal was assisted again. Just absolutely phenomenal game from the Kiwis. We saw them be reverse swept, like I said, and being able to do something similar to that here in the playoffs is just great for them going here into the next round, when their opponent will be the Diffusion, who they beat, I believe, I think it was 2 weeks ago or last week, one of the two.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, what a series. I mean, can you guys see the sweat on my brow? I mean, casting 2 game 7s, not for the week. Do not recommend it, but boy, oh boy, what a night of Rocket League we've had. An insane couple of games we've had. I feel like kind of a YouTuber right now when I'm doing this. I don't mean to shake the camera around a little bit, but been an insane couple of games. I want to thank everyone who's made this playoff day happen, especially shout out my boy Crip. I mean, he's been streaming all day long. I mean, he's been here since 8 up until 12:12. So big shout out to him. Shout out to Rockerman, making sure the league is up and running like always. And, shout out to casters like you, Chunklight, who really make a difference. It's always a pleasure having you in the booth. And I just can't wait for more playoff action. I play on Wednesday. I mean, are we hyped for that or what? I mean, Fruit Ninjas represent, right? I'm excited to get on the field, but I think the Kiwis really just showed me what resilience looks like. And I'm going to definitely use that in my playoff game upcoming.
100%. They showed how you can respond. You may go down early in the series, right? But there is always a chance to win a series, and just a great game from both teams here. Did not expect that to go to 7, but I am glad we got to go to Game 7, Gallium. Even though it is late, we got to see a really good Rocket League here in Nemesis.
I just want to say good night to everyone. Have a great night's rest. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams. As we're going to head into Wednesday with absolute bangers, including my game. You're not going to want to miss that one. I mean, watching the Galley Monster go ham, I mean, are we serious? I mean, it's going to be a spectacle. But in all seriousness, so I'm just glad to be back in playoffs. And I think playoffs are just a really special time, win or lose. Congrats to the Kiwis and the Pawns. They put up one hell of a fight. They shouldn't hang their heads at all. It's just a wonderful series all around. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you again, and peace out.